How to halftone your image in case you want to do a photographic image with lots of grays in it on silkscreen. Now remember, in silkscreen everything has to be black or white. This image has a lot of grays in it, so how can we kind of cheat and make it look like there's gray, but there actually isn't? All right, the first thing you have to do is go to image size and make sure the size is what you want. Make sure it's 300 pixels per inch, not centimeters. It must be inch, okay? But the sizing can be centimeters. Let's say that's too big for us. Make it like that. It's up to you, whatever you want, okay? Another thing I want to point out is the words actually are showing the right way. It's different than etching or monotype where the words are facing backwards, okay? But for silkscreen, how it looks is how it's going to print. All right. Now we want to go to mode and we have to put it into grayscale. Okay, it was already in grayscale, but in case you're working with a color image, you have to put it in grayscale. It won't work until you do. Now we're going to add the halftone. Go to bitmap. Make sure that the output and the input are matching, 300. And make sure the method is halftone screen. It's easy to remember because we're doing screen printing, so it's the same word. Hit OK. Now, I like to keep them as round, but you can do different shapes if you want. The angle, I think 22.5 is a good angle. It doesn't matter too much. What really matters is the frequency. Basically, the bigger the number, that means that there are more dots per inch. The smaller the number, there are fewer dots per inch. So if you use a bigger number, the dots are going to be smaller. If you use a smaller number, the dots are going to be bigger. So if you do a really big number here, like 300, the dots are really small, but this is not going to work in silkscreen because these dots are going to fall right through the screen. There's a fine mesh and the dots will be too small and they'll fall away and you'll lose a lot of your detail. So let's undo that. Try again. We are going to do 27. It's a mathematical equation that we figured out, but 27 is basically the biggest number you can use. You can use smaller numbers, but you can't go any bigger than this. So it looks like that, okay? So you see all the details are still there, but it's a little bit less because the dots are a tiny bit bigger. But you don't have to do 27 if you don't want to. You could do 15. Because the number is smaller, it's going to be bigger dots. See, here you go with some bigger dots. Let's try one more. Let's try 5. So these are going to be giant dots because the number is little. And here they are. So it's up to you what size dots you want to do. Once you're happy, you can save it and then upload it to the blog.